Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another classic Clint Eastwood film review. Today I'm taking a look at the 1965 spaghetti western sequel for a few dollars more. The film is co-written and directed by Sergio Leone and it stars of course Clint Eastwood. We have Lee Van Cleef, Jean-Marie Volonté and Klaus Kinski. Now this time round, Clint Eastwood's character, who's referred to as Monko in this film, is once again playing the man with no name that we saw in the last film. He, this time round, is playing a bounty hunter. He's decided to take his hand up at bounty hunting. But he's in direct competition with Lee Van Cleef's character, Douglas Mortimer, Colonel Douglas Mortimer, who is also a very, very skilled bounty hunter. And they're both going up against a very, very dangerous criminal and gang leader, played by Jean-Marie Volonté, who obviously was in the last film, if you remember. Has El Indio, a Mexican bandit who is completely unhinged, and there's a large reward out for. Now, Eastwood is just after the bounties. Lee Van Cleef has something a little bit more personal at stake. They end up teaming up together in order to take out the gang because there's just too many of them for each of them to go at them as individuals. Right, what are my thoughts on For a Few Dollars More? Well, I said when I reviewed A Fistful of Dollars that it's a long time since I've seen the Dollar Trilogy, if you like these. I thoroughly enjoyed the last one, A Fistful of Dollars. I thought it was absolutely fabulous. Really, really enjoyed it. Long time since I've seen it, and I said in that review that I thought that was probably, debatably, my favourite. Now, after watching this, honestly, I can't split them. This was really fantastic as well. Going into this, I was trying to remember what I could remember about this film. I remembered Lee Van Cleef was in it. And then when it started, it all just kind of fell into place, my memories of the film. And I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, I absolutely do remember this. Fabulous stuff. I think this is a more polished film than the previous one. There's clearly a bigger budget at play here. Clint Eastwood is even more comfortable in the lead role in this one than he was in the last one, and it was effortless in the last one. And it was such a clever idea to kind of put Lee Van Cleef in this, who at the time he considered himself apparently practically retired because he wasn't really getting decent parts. He had an issue with drinking apparently, so he was absolutely delighted when he was offered this role, thinking it was just going to be a small part, and then finding out he was the co-star really with Clint's character. And it says a lot as well about Clint as well, and the fact that they didn't push the fact that Clint's the star. The man with no name is the mythical character, and he's they make Lee Van Cleef's character, Colonel Douglas Mortimer, really, really talented, really effective, and very, very dangerous. And one of my favourite scenes in the film is where they first confront each other, Clint Eastwood and Lee Van Cleef's character. And Clint is like shooting the Colonel's hat further and further down the street. And every time Lee Van Cleef goes to pick it up, he shoots it again and fires it further down the street until it gets to the point where he's out of range. And then he puts the hat back on, gets out his weapon, which is it's got a longer range, and effectively could have killed Clint Eastwood's character, which showed he had a great deal of intelligence as well. And I just thought that was a really smart scene to put in. And then they kind of immediately bond after that and decide to pretty much work together. I just loved it. The fact that, they didn't weaken Lee Van Cleef's character at all. They made him just as deadly in many, many ways as the man with no name. I thought Jean-Marie Volonté, who obviously was in the last film as the main villain, the one obviously who was shooting at Clint with the armoured plating under his poncho. I think his character was much more memorable in this, if I'm being honest. He was like this maniacal lunatic that was just very, very unhinged, and also very, very dangerous. I thought it was a better villain than he was in the previous one, and that's saying something because I thought it was very good in the last one too. There's lots of exciting scenes here, you know, in regards to gunfights, that kind of stuff. The plan they try and put in place to round up this gang and take them down, I just thought that was really clever and smart kind of thing, how they did that, and how the whole thing played out. And then you've got the face-off at the end between the Colonel and El Indio, and how, again, Clint Eastwood's character just allowed that to play out fairly. And, you know, some people might have thought, well, you know, he's the hero of the film, he should be doing that. No, it made absolute sense for Van Cleef's character, the Colonel, to be doing that at the end, because he had an absolute score to settle. So it feels like a more rounded film. Like I say, it feels like it's more polished. It feels like everybody understands that what they're doing a little bit better in this, but I don't necessarily think it's better all round than the first film. I just think it's more accomplished in a lot of ways. But I think they're very, very identical in regards to quality of westerns in themselves. They are two very, very different westerns in a lot of ways, with familiar faces and characters. Once again, the score by Ennio Morricone is just on another level. It's like another character in the film, his scores. So, and a big, big part of the film, the character and the music that he puts in it. I just think these films would probably be far less respected and accomplished without that score, the scores from Ennio Morricone. Tremendous stuff, absolutely tremendous. My understanding is as well, even though this was made in 1965, it wasn't shown in the US until 1967, I believe. The producers from the previous film, because Sergio Leone kind of partnered with a different producer this time around because he fell out with the producers on the first film. They tried suing, basically, the producers because they were essentially saying that they owned the rights to the character of the man with no name, but they ended up losing it, which is why this is a sequel to the previous film and not like a standalone sort of thing. It is the same character from the other film. He's wearing the same poncho. You can even see in some scenes the bullet holes from, you know, when it was being shot with the armor plate thing under the poncho. He just wore it back to front apparently in this film, but there are some scenes where you can kind of see the bullet hole sort of thing, because from stuff that I'm reading, he basically wore the same poncho for each film, and they didn't change it. They just essentially repaired it sort of thing from each film to the next. So it is definitely the same character. Thoroughly enjoyable Western. Definitely, but again, one of the all-time classics. There's not a great deal to criticise in this. It's just a lot of fun. Great to watch, very stylised, brilliant use of the camera and direction by Sergio Leone. It just stands out. It feels different. It looks different. Again, the way he shoots, the shootouts are different. And he takes risks as well. You know, that no American westerns took some of the risks that he did at the time when he made this film. So yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. Thoroughly enjoying it, and I really can't wait to rewatch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Again, it's been a while, and I'm hoping that blows the socks off, if you like, in regards to quality, because I was properly impressed with how good this one as well. This one was as well, compared to the first one, which I thought, again, was almost flawless. So yeah, thanks for checking out this review, guys. I will, of course, be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.